Okay, welcome in everyone. Quarterfinal time of the Gaming Prive, the race tournament. We have 4 players who will battle it out for 2 spots in the semi-final, and this match is very stacked. We have Toruss, Glast and Arthaniir, who I all know from prior events and also from this event. I've not seen Toruss so far, and also Sebi, who I've relating to the chat or regarding to the chat is playing very good. So nice to see him here as well. And yeah, we'll play in cup mode this time. Point repartition is as always 10, 6, 4 and 3 points for the respective places. And if you have surpassed the 100-point barrier, you will activate the finalist mode and have to win one more round in order to advance into the semi-final, where you will face against the players who have won in the other quarterfinals, because 4 or 3 quarterfinals are running at the same time as this one. So only 8 players can make it out of the 16 who are still in this tournament. And yeah, this will be super fun to see, because we are playing all 5 maps with yeah, in round mode, of course, with 4 rounds on each track and 1 warm-up beforehand. Interesting car. What the? Huh? What was his car doing? Okay, that would look very weird. And yeah, now we're live with the first round. It looked just very weird what happened to Sebi's car here. Who will take that first 10-pointer? Will it be like the underdog, I would say, Sebi here, because Arthaniir, Toruss and Glast are really well-known players. And Toruss is also one of the players who came really far in the French regionals, got into the semi-final. And yeah, so he has decided to play this competition, but he's already half a second behind. Glast is in the lead. Arthaniir though not with a good section here, so Sebi will overtake him in the meantime, but Glast with a very dominant performance here on this first round. But now this part will come up. This part is really hard to do. Glast copes it very good, so he's up into the lead, extends his lead, but great box slide by Sebi and also by Arthaniir. So Sebi now up to the lead, and now the fight for the second place is going on between Glast and Arthaniir. Who will get the better ending? Glast with a very great amount of speed here in this section, and he will defend his second place, and therefore it is Glast in second. Sebi remains in the lead, Arthaniir in third place, and then we also have Toruss, who is so far behind but still is able to finish, but only grants himself 3 points in this round. But yeah, great comeback there from Glast, even though he dropped behind. But Sebi, really good performance, and he will get himself the first 10-pointer. Okay, so next round is coming up now. Greatly done here from the players. Actually cool to see that Sebi, a player, I mean, I've hardly seen him, but still, I don't know, I can't estimate him. So everything can happen in this quarterfinal. But there's only 2 spots for the semi-final, as Glast goes over to the lead again. Toruss with a good amount of speed, and he's really in need of that, since he only granted himself the last place, and therefore 3 points on the prior round. And there you can see that the block has its limitation, and the supporting cable is actually there, and you can hit it. So Toruss now in the lead, and this is a very anticlimactic round. Toruss can take it easy. Glast is 2 seconds behind him, and therefore it will be a very cozy and close way to go into the third round. Toruss just has to survive the ending, but he's a very experienced player, so he will do so with a 101.48. He gets himself the first place. Glast in second. Then we have Arthaniir battling up with Sebi. Sebi gets himself the third place ahead of Arthaniir, who is roughly 0.15 of a second behind. And therefore it's still a lead for Sebi, despite that third place in this round. So 14, 13 and 12 points respectively for the top 3. Only Arthaniir has dropped a little bit behind, but still it is only the second round, so everything can happen. So let's follow him here for this round, as we play 4 rounds, as I've mentioned beforehand, on every track. It's Arthaniir with a good section here. Also a good wallbang. Glast and Sebi did it equally good. Toruss only the player who dropped a little bit behind, but finds himself only 0.2 behind. Make it 0.30 now. Every player survives this jump, so greatly done. Also Toruss with a good section here, but had to slow down a little bit too much here. And it will be the fight here for that first place between Arthaniir, Glast, and Sebi. But of course, there is still this part coming up, this narrow section. Every player survives it, greatly done, and Arthaniir's in the lead all of a sudden, but exits the box that way too late, or didn't release too much, so Glast will come closer, as well as Sebi. So this will be all in this ending. Now Arthaniir still remains in the lead, but Glast and Sebi going for the attack. Sebi with more speed. Sebi is risking it. He has more speed, and he will not overtake him. It's 22,000s between them, but Arthaniir with the first 10 points are here. But what a close round here. Really, to say that. And Sebi will actually stay ahead of Glast, but he has taken so many risks there. But still a great round here in round number 3. And now look at the points. It is 16 points for the last person and 20 points for the first. So I think I have picked the right quarterfinal here, because this match is right now very evenly distributed, as Arthaniir goes for a really weird ass transition there, and also Glast with a bit of a bump when he was doing that wallbang. So this Toruss in the lead. Sebi with a very, very beautiful downhill. Really gets himself a lot of speed, and he will go over into the lead. Sebi with such a good start. Look at him go. He's up into the lead. He's 0.3 ahead of Toruss. He's on a very, very good time. And this could be the next 10-pointer for Sebi here. Toruss is in second place. And then we have Glast and Arthaniir, who are super far behind. Let's spectate Toruss here, who didn't really get too much speed of this box slide there. So Sebi will extend his lead, and this looks like a free 10-pointer for him. Yes, indeed, he will do so. No, he has made the mistake, and Toruss will capitalize, but it is still Sebi. No. Oh, it is still Sebi who gets himself the 6-pointer, since he's cutting the ending. Stays ahead of Glast, and then we have wait, and Arthaniir, who was not able to. What was? Huh? So after a very good round, we have a very bad round coming up here. What was that? Okay, so not sure what was happening there, but it is Toruss capitalizing from that, as well as Sebi. Both are now in the lead. P1 and 2. 26 points, and now we will go to the next map, which is Quarterfinal by Raceland. Players are warming up here. Sebi with a more inside approach here. He didn't really get too much speed here. Goes for the earlier drift here as well, so he's really lacking the speed, as you can see, towards, or the difference between him and to Glast and Toruss. So weird approach there. Yeah, still greatly done for him, even though he has made a mistake, but it's only the warm-up. Okay, first live round coming up now. Let's go ahead and spectate Arthaniir, who has only 17 points and finds himself in last. I mean, only quote-unquote 17 points. Being in last with 17 points after the first 4 rounds is still a very great job, if you consider that it's an average of more than 4 points per round. So still a great performance from Arthaniir. And consider he has not finished the round beforehand. So yeah, greatly done by him. And right now he finds himself in the lead. Sebi has fallen a bit behind, and Arthaniir is now on his way to win the first round here on Quarterfinal. And he is ahead of Glast and Toruss. Gets himself a lot of speed in this section. 0.8 to work with. Not the best downhill though, but he gets himself a lot of speed after the part. And Toruss and Glast are going for the overtake. Arthaniir with more speed though, and he will overtake him in the mid-air, but it's a three-way fight for that first place. Glast with that more inside approach, and he will take it. Glast will stay ahead, only 300 of a second, but what a great round. Glast takes it. Arthaniir in second, then we have Toruss in third. Yeah, great round indeed. Glast with a better ending section, and therefore he stays ahead. Therefore he stays ahead. So 30 points for Glast and Toruss. Sebi drops down to P3, but only 1 point behind the leaders. And then we have Arthaniir after that second place. Comes a bit closer though towards Toruss. Good start from all of the players. Arthaniir is a little bit further behind. Goes for the inside approach. Oh, got super far up there. I think he clipped it there. And yes, indeed, he's super far behind. But who's even more behind is Toruss. After a full stoppage, he finds himself 2 seconds behind Glast and Sebi, who are fighting it out for the first place. Who will settle in that first place? Will it be Sebi or Glast, or can Arthaniir maybe capitalize from some mistakes? Didn't get the best wallbang here, but still is in the race. 0.6 behind though, but Cast coming to touch with the pull there, with the support pull of the block. And it's again between Glast here for that first place, but this time it's not Arthaniir. It is Sebi who can maybe snipe it away. Let's follow Sebi's POV. It's not enough, but still a 10-pointer, 6-pointer for Sebi is looking good, as he is 0.24 behind. Then we have Arthaniir still remains in third position and Toruss in last. So great round from Glast and Sebi there. Sebi goes over into the second place again, since Toruss has only gotten himself a fourth position in the prior round. So Sebi has capitalized from that. Sebi again with a good start here is in the lead, and we have Arthaniir and Toruss in third and fourth place. So again, the fight for the 10-pointer between Glast and Sebi. Glast with a beautiful approach, but there we have Arthaniir as well, who wants to have a saying. So Glast, Arthaniir and Sebi in your top 3. Toruss is 0.4 behind, but Glast is extending his lead here to 0.17 towards the second place. Sebi, however, with a very good wallbang, goes over into the lead. So what a back and forth here for that first place. Arthaniir with the with a very weird approach here. So he is dead here in this round, as we see Glast with Sebi in the fight, but this time it's Sebi in first place. Glast with a better approach here in this section, more speed for him, and Sebi could be denied again, and yes, this is the case. So Glast really shining with his good ending, and Sebi is not winning it here with a 0.81. So great fight, and Sebi eventually only gets himself a 6-pointer here again, as Glast is denying him every time. So Sebi is, getting away a bit with some more points in the round than Toruss, but he can't really extend his lead to, like, with 10 pointers or so. He's only getting himself the 6 pointers, but this round it is looking different. Glast has made a mistake and is on P4, as we see Arthaniir and Toruss in P3 and 2. And Sebi in the lead, so Sebi very, very stable performance here on this track. But what a fight here. Toruss with a little bit of a misalignment had to release. And now Glast is in there for the battle for that second place. Sebi is 0.2 ahead. And Arthaniir not with a good section here as Glast moves into the second place. Arthaniir with more speed, so the fight is going on here. Toruss with the inside approach. Sebi with more speed, but Toruss comes back strong here in this section as well. And now Glast, Arthaniir and Toruss are battling it out for that second place. Toruss with a bad approach, and Arthaniir will overtake him, but it will be Glast with a 101.06 in last place. What a great round. Sebi in first with a 0.78 and a well-deserved 10-pointer for him. Wow, what a close round. And this means that Sebi is now closing the gap towards Glast and is only 2 points behind and has accumulated a lead of 10 points to the third place. But guys, consider there's still a finalist mode that has to be cleared from the players. So if Glast gets himself surpasses the 100 points barrier, he has to win one more round to advance into the semifinal. And this is easier said than done in a pressure situation. Okay, next map is coming up. Featherfield by TI Music. I still don't know who that login belongs to. Maybe someone of the chat can help me. Or maybe it's an unknown mapper, who knows. Yeah, you can opt for, you have, a lot of times you have two options here on this track, which I really like. You can either go for the risky or the safe way. As players will show you now, the next section will come up there. Where you can either go left or right. And you can actually do the left-ish way by, yeah, touching a little bit less than Glast did. Okay, he's in the mapping team, okay. So TI music is TI music, okay. Glast with a beautiful finish. Yeah, and I really like this map idea as well. As you can see here with the options. Also a beautiful scenery, so let's check that one out. Greatly done. So credits to the map builder, also the start here. Really nice work with the bumper block. Very nice use of the bumper block. And now it's Sebi in the lead. He wants to go over into the lead here in this quarterfinal and wants to pressurize Glast here. We played really good. Every player except of Toruss is going for that risky way. Or was it? I think it was Sebi who went for the safe way. I have to consider, or I have to look at that in the next round. Again, Toruss and Glast in the fight for that first place. Glast with a good amount of speed, and he will extend his lead here. Let's go a little bit further back. Let's go with Sebi, who's in the same spot as Toruss, but Toruss with more speed and Glast with a mistake. So it will be all in this ending now. Sebi with a very good line. Transfers a little bit more speed there, but still it is Toruss in the lead. Now the ending will decide it. Sebi with a more direct approach, but it's still 200s between both of them, and Toruss will take it. Still a great round. Arthaniir on P3. Then we have Glast, who is also able to finish, but only on P4. We have 57 points for Sebi. Means that he has overtaken Glast here. And Toruss is also lurking the shadow, only 5 points behind the second place. Arthaniir has not really arrived in this quarterfinal yet. I mean, he's not so far behind, but he didn't really get... He won one round so far, but other than that, he didn't really get himself too much points, or too many points, as he's now up to a good start. Arthaniir in the lead. Great jump here from him. Goes super low there. Gets pressurized by Glast, and Glast will go over to the lead. Sebi and Toruss are 0.2 and 0.5 behind respectively. So they will most likely not have a saying unless Glast and Arthaniir will make a mistake here. Will take the ending very conservatively. And yes, this will actually happen. Arthaniir with the mistake, and Sebi is capitalizing for that, as well as Toruss, because Arthaniir has to go for that safe approach. Yeah, his positions look to be set in stone as Glast is approaching the finish first. He's getting himself first place. Sebi in second, Toruss in third, and Glast with a sub 1 minute time. This is a very good time here. Greatly done by him. Greatly done by him. So Glast in the lead again. 2/3 through the match he is, and Toruss is also there to have a saying, so let's follow him. The French player here for CW. Great start from him, similar speed. Then Glast goes over into the lead, but now this part comes up. Toruss opts for that safe approach, and you can see that Glast is really getting himself more speed than that, but Toruss still remains in the lead, because it's like, it doesn't really matter too much unless you get, or because you can get a better or easier entrance into that wall ride, which Toruss did pretty good. Glast with a way better upper than Toruss, but the ending will decide it now. Glast with more speed though, so he's extending his lead. Toruss with a good jump, but still Glast is 0.15 of a second ahead, so Glast looks to win another round here. Yes, he will do so. Toruss with a safe finish, and he gets overtaken by even Sebi. And this is not looking good for Toruss, as he was in need of at least a 6-pointer here, because now Sebi is extending his lead over him to 10 points. 10 points between Sebi and Toruss here. And then we have Glast still on the lead with 76 points. So great performance here from Glast, the wanted player. And Toruss and Sebi! Are you... No way. No way. Same mistake by Sebi and Toruss here in this section. This was a keck W and a half. Wow. This was looking very, very funny, if I can say so myself. And now the battle here between Glast and Arthaniir is going on. Arthaniir really is in dire need of some points, as he's only has granted himself 3 points in the last 2 rounds, or like 6 points in total, but only the last place on the last 2 rounds. So this is not looking good for him. He has more speed, but he really needs to rely on a mistake. Glast is... The gap is shrinking here. But still looking good for Glast that he will win this round. Yes, he will do so indeed. Glast in first with a 1:03. Arthaniir in second gets himself 6 points. And then we have Toruss in third ahead of Sebi. Both with 4 and 3 points respectively. To the next map we go, to the 4th map. And if we don't see a winner after the 5 maps, we will go to the first map again. Now we have You Can Do Better by Alway. We see Glast, who could theoretically win it here in 3 rounds. It's at 86 points. And also Sebi could go a considerable amount closer to that finalist mode. And then we have Toruss being 9 points behind him, and additional 11 points we have Arthaniir, who's also at 52 points. So not a bad match that is being played by him, but he is really lacking on those big boy points, on those 10 pointers. He needs to win some rounds. So maybe we could witness a very close match. Everything can happen here. Sebi with a very... Oh my god. What a good amount of speed here from Sebi. Greatly done. And great jump here from Glast. Oh my god, what a fight in the warm-up. And Glast is setting a statement. Really great ending. Great ending there from Glast. And he will go over into the lead in the warm-up. Good luck, have fun to the players. As we see Glast, who can go up to 96 points this round and is only in need of a first, second or third place, or a minimum third place in the second round here. But let's focus on the first one. Let's follow Arthaniir. Good speed for him, for the Belgian player, but Sebi also did it very good. So this is a fight between Sebi and Arthaniir. Both are in need of some points, as Glast is in last. And this could mean that he can go up, or that he will go up to 89 points if he will stay there. In the meantime, it's Arthaniir dropping down to last place, so this is not looking good for him in this round, as he finds himself 0.3 of a second behind Toruss, who was temporarily going over to the lead, at least in the CP. Sebi, good amount of speed. Glast is struggling and goes into the pole there, so bonk for him. And now the fight here for that first position between Sebi and Toruss. It is Toruss getting it good. Sebi has clipped it and jumped very far up. So Arthaniir will capitalize from that as well. So P4 and 3 will go over and take P1 and 2 in this round. Sebi in third place. And then we have Glast, who's also able to finish, but only gets up to 89 points. So he needs at least 2 more rounds to go into the finalist mode. It's getting cozy, guys. It's getting really cozy. As you can see, Sebi is getting pressurized by Toruss because of that first place. And also Arthaniir is coming closer. Arthaniir is coming closer towards Sebi here with this 6-pointer. I mean, just a bit, but the start from Arthaniir just looks very strong. As you can see, he's super far ahead here. Greatly done for him, but he has made the mistake. Just when I praise him, he has made the mistake and dropped down, and he is definitely dead in this round. Glast in the lead, but he could grant himself the face slap with 99 points. And we see Toruss in second place. Where is Sebi? Sebi is stumbling on this track, and this means that Toruss can come closer and closer towards him. And this would be only a gap of 1 point if Toruss will stay in that second place. Glast looks to be unstoppable here as he is 0.7 ahead. Make it 1.2 seconds now ahead of the second place. So Glast on a good time here. And he's looking very strong on this track. 99 points now for him. And this will be a 103.36. Great time. Toruss in second. Then we have Sebi in third. And Arthaniir is also able to finish. Or is he? Yes, he is. He's able to finish, but only in last place. But still, it's important for him that he has surpassed the 60 points barrier. Now at 61 points. But still, he's 38 points behind the first place. So again, Sebi opts for an interesting approach here, and also Arthaniir with some airtime still had to stabilize his car there. So Arthaniir still, despite that turn, remains in that second place. Sebi now with a good section, but look at Glast. He pressed B for boost there, and Glast will conquer or wants to contest that first place here. Toruss is also there in the mix, only 0.3 behind. So great comeback from the CW player, but Arthaniir got it also really good here. Gets himself a lot of speed, but no, actually he didn't get the gear. So it will be between Sebi and Glast for that first place, as Glast gets a really good transition over that part. So he is about to deny some points towards Sebi and Toruss, as Toruss is attacking Sebi here in this ending, but this is still not enough for him. So Glast will deny some points with a 102.73. Great time, and Sebi is in second place, gets himself 6 points. And yeah, Glast now in finalist. Good luck. So the other players need to deny Glast the victory, who is right now in second place, chasing Sebi here. So Sebi with a very good start, but Glast looked to be very strong here in this transition. And yes, again, Glast up into the lead, 0.2 of a second, but got a misalignment here in this turn. So Sebi is coming closer again, but still Glast is in the lead and looks very strong here for the wanted player that he will use his first finals attempt. But Sebi with a good downhill. Didn't get the gear though, but Glast didn't get it too good either. So this will be all in the ending. But Glast looked to be very strong here on this one. As we can see, Sebi with more speed. And Sebi is overtaking Glast here in this section. Glast with the more direct jump. And it will be Glast who will qualify to the semi-final. Great performance here and great ending from Glast. GG. Well played, man. This was a really good ending by Glast. And Sebi will be up to 92 points with that. So we need his first place to go into the finalist mode. But first of all, we will go to the next map. Well played to Glast. Really dominant performance by him throughout this match. And now we will go to the last map of this rotation. If we don't see a winner here, we will go to the first map again, but it's very likely that we see one here, since the fourth place is not being occupied by the players anymore here, because we only have 3 more players who are playing. Toruss with a good warm-up. He needs to deny the 10-pointer to Sebi, who could grant himself the finalist mode. Toruss is too far away from it at the moment. He needs at least 2 more rounds. He needs 2 more good rounds with at least 1 first place. And this part is the make it or break it. Will players go for that jump or not? As we can see, Sebi doing it good. Almost has come into touch there with the lightning block. But yeah, good luck and fun to the players as Arthaniir has finished. Because the other players have made a mistake. So first round is starting here. Toruss with a very bad section, and Toruss is dead here on this round. So Sebi can or has to fight it out here with Arthaniir, but Arthaniir with a very good section. Why do I always say the N there, even though it's a clear R? Arthaniir is now up to first place, and this could put him up. This could put him up to 78 points, unless he is not choking it. But yeah, it's looking good for the Belgian player here. He is more than 2 seconds ahead of the second place. And this is looking very good for him to deny the finest mode and some valuable points towards the other players and get himself some valuable points. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, what is happening? What is happening? Oh no, what is happening? What was that? So Arthaniir will go over into the lead, but because Toruss and Sebi have made the mistakes, so it is Arthaniir up to 78 points, and we have Sebi with 96 and Toruss with 92 points. So we could see a double final situation if Sebi finishes this round and Toruss gets first place. You see Arthaniir with a mistake. Not looking good here for the Belgian player. But if he makes that risky jump, he could maybe make something happen here. He could make something happen. And he can move up to 80 plus points. So that means that 3 more rounds and he could clean sweep it here. And he could deny Arthaniir. Arthaniir could deny Toruss and Sebi the entry into the quarterfinal if he wins 3 more rounds after this finish. But let's focus on this fight here for that first place. And it's actually Toruss in first. So we can really see a double final situation if Toruss survives this ending here. Looking good for him. But Arthaniir did it really good here as well. He has more speed and he will deny maybe Toruss the finest attempt. No, he didn't get a good landing and Toruss will take it here. Toruss up to finals mode as well as Sebi. So this is spicy now. Arthaniir also able to finish. So he is up to 82 points. Good luck to both of the players. So will we see a winner here, or will Arthaniir deny Toruss or Sebi the victory? Or maybe both, maybe it's a close fight. Let's follow Arthaniir here for that maybe last round, who knows? Who knows, who knows? As Sebi is up into the lead. Just a tiny bit here. Arthaniir with a good section here as well. Toruss also transfers a lot of speed, but it is Arthaniir dropping behind. It is Sebi with a mistake. Sebi is dead. And now it's between Toruss and Arthaniir here for that first place. Will it be Toruss who will advance into the semifinal, or will it be Arthaniir who could deny Toruss the victory here? Both with similar exit speed, and it's neck and neck between both of the players. 200ths of a second between both of them, and the ending will decide it. The risky jump will decide who will go into the semi-final, and if maybe Arthaniir can't deny him. Good apex from Arthaniir, good amount of speed. Toruss is making it as well, but Arthaniir with the lower jump, and it looks like Toruss will make it if he survives this ending. 1 jump is remaining and Toruss will take it. No! Toruss! No! Ay, ay, ay! No way! What is happening? What? No! Toruss is choking it in the ending. And now it's Arthaniir up to 92 points. And we could see a triple final situation to the next round. Toruss has choked the ending and didn't do it. So Arthaniir has still 1 more chance. Good turn for him as well as from Sebi, but Arthaniir had to readjust his line there. Sebi with a lot of airtime didn't get into contact with the magnet just early. Toruss just wants to make it a suspense quarterfinal here, right? As Arthaniir goes up into the lead again. And are you kidding me? Arthaniir is up into the lead. Sebi with more speed and Toruss is dead. Toruss is dead in this round, and it's now between Arthaniir and Sebi here in this quarterfinal. Will it be a triple final situation, or will it be Sebi who will advance into the next round? Sebi with a good... no! Both... No! What is happening? No, what is happening? Oh, what is happening? Arthaniir is denying Toruss and Sebi. Oh my god, and now we have a triple final situation for the second place. This is the last round of this quarterfinal, and we will go to the first map again. What is going on? So after that choke from Toruss, Toruss has choked again, and it were Glast. Oh no, Sebi and Arthaniir with the same mistake, but Arthaniir with more speed. And now we have this map again, the first map. I was speaking about it, but exactly that what was happening. My, like, the thing that I said beforehand, I'm the doomsayer here, is happening now, or is occurring now. So it's Toruss, Arthaniir, and Sebi in a triple final situation, and there's only one spot to the semi-final. Who will take it? We will find out after the warm-up. Oh my god, what is going on? This might be one of the craziest matches I've ever casted. Really, really, really entertaining to watch. Okay, so this part will decide everything. As we can see, Sebi has failed it. Toruss jumps so far and does not release. And yeah, you can see here the momentum. Who will take the momentum with him to the actual life round? Will it be Arthaniir who wins it? No, Toruss with more speed. And Toruss is trolling around. As Arthaniir finishes with a 101.32. Good luck and fun to all of the three players. This is the last round of this quarterfinal. Who will take it? Will it be Toruss and Sebi, or one of them who have granted themselves final status at first? Or will it be Arthaniir with his first finals attempt? Arthaniir with a wonky start section. Sebi also didn't do it that good, and Sebi is dead. Sebi is dead. It's between Toruss and Arthaniir for that second place. Arthaniir with a godlike approach here and extends his lead here, 2.3 of a second, and Arthaniir is doing the comeback of the century. Toruss has to push it, but there is still this one section to go, and Toruss with a good amount of speed. Arthaniir has choked it, and Toruss is on his way to qualify to the semi-final. What a thriller this is. Arthaniir has choked it here, and Toruss has plenty of time to work with, as Arthaniir is more than one checkpoint behind Toruss here. So what a quarterfinal this was, but Toruss has to survive the ending, which can be choked, or it can't trigger here. So hopefully this won't happen, as Toruss is doing it good. Yes, looking good for him. Oh no! No way! No! No, 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 no! Oh my god! Holy shit! What was that? Oh my god! Holy shit! What a quarterfinal. Whew.